What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my Friday Night SmackDown audio review for March 24th, 2023. I am Graham Jason Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well, having a great weekend so far. I didn't have a chance to watch SmackDown Live, caught up after the fact, like actually mere hours ago, here on Saturday, hence why the video is going up a little bit later than usual. I thought it was a really good show. This was a very strong SmackDown, I thought, and I thought they did a great job of setting the stage for WrestleMania in the best way possible. From the opening segment, the closing segment, some stuff in between. I mean, it wasn't the greatest SmackDown I've ever seen, but a lot like last week's SmackDown, which was great, this was also a very good show in kind of pushing the excitement into WrestleMania, leaving me excited for many matches on the Mania card. A few segments and promos notwithstanding on this episode, I thought overall it was a very good effort. So we open up the show. Cody Rhodes, Ludwig Kaiser going one-on-one for the first time ever. This went over 16 minutes through 2 commercial breaks. But I'm not complaining, though. I thought these two worked really well together. They had a really good match. The outcome was obviously never in question, nor should it have been. But Cody Rhodes really, on the whole, has put together an amazing road to WrestleMania. Between the character work, the mic work, and the in-ring work, Cody has been fucking firing at all cylinders en route to WrestleMania. Whether it's Chad Gable, LA Knight, and now Ludwig Kaiser, or Solo Sikoa on Monday's Raw, which was announced after this match, Cody Rhodes has been having banger after banger, to steal from Sheamus, heading into WrestleMania, and his momentum is at an all-time high, which is why I think he needs to win at WrestleMania. If he doesn't, I mean, he won't be ruined or by any means. He won't be ruined or whatever, but he'll be perfectly fine. I just feel like now is the time to belt Cody Rhodes. That might sound weird, but now is the time to put the championship on Cody Rhodes. This match only served another reason as to why that is, because the guy's so great. He went out there and had a very good match with Ludwig Kaiser, which otherwise they probably wouldn't have given a shit about. I love Ludwig Kaiser. I think the guy's very good. He wouldn't stand a chance against Cody normally, nor did he on the show, but I thought he also went in there and had a really good showing. So the match was good. I alluded to Cody versus Solo Sikoa being made official for Monday's Raw. They did so after this matchup. Heyman was out at ringside with Solo Sikoa. Heyman, Cody having a very good exchange here, setting up the match for Monday, and also announcing for next week's SmackDown, which is typically a throwaway show. Traditionally, the SmackDown before Mania, whether it's on... It doesn't matter the night that SmackDown's on. It could be on Tuesday, it could be on Friday, it could be on Thursday. Every time SmackDown falls right before WrestleMania, that show is typically very throwaway. I mean, we're getting the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on next week's show, which they have made no mention of prior to this point. They just threw it up there in a graphic. Fucking LA Knight's in there. Bobby Lashley carrying across the people who aren't getting Mania matches, supposedly. It is what it is, I guess. And we're still getting the WrestleMania Showcase matches. That's the thing. We're getting the WrestleMania Showcase matches in addition to the Battle Royal. To me, that's overkill. Honestly, I would rather they just do the fucking Battle Royal with everyone in it. Throw in Ricochet, throw in Strowman, the Raiders. To me, it doesn't matter. And then do it at WrestleMania on the pre-show. Doing it on SmackDown before Mania, to me, makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, what I was going to say was, in addition to that, and also the fourth and final qualifying match for the Women's WrestleMania Showcase match at Mania, they're going to be doing Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns face-to-face next week. And I mentioned last week, following their great exchange, or not, was it last week? I think it was on Raw this week. I don't fucking remember. But I was hoping coming out of their last face-to-face, they would go face-to-face one more time before WrestleMania. And thankfully, we're getting it on SmackDown next week, so that's going to be great. Quick programming note, I am not reviewing next week's SmackDown. I will be in LA all week, in California all week for WrestleMania week and weekend, obviously. I probably won't even be at that show. I was at the SmackDown before Mania last year. I don't think I'll be there this year, but that being said, no review. WrestleMania is the next day. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I don't typically do the SmackDown review before Mania anyway, and this year will be no exception. So, anyway, after the opening segment / match, we had Charlotte Flair out in the ring to address Rhea Ripley on the mic. Now, we heard from Rhea Ripley on Monday's Raw talking about Charlotte. Fine promo, really nothing I remember all these days later. And nothing from this promo you'll remember all these days later as well. A couple of days from now, you will not remember this promo or anything she said. I thought it was a good effort. Charlotte is not a bad talker. This was definitely the most heelish she has been so far. And honestly, it's very fitting and timely as well. Charlotte was actually, we just interviewed her. I just interviewed her for Bleacher Report, and the video's here on the channel from Friday. Earlier in the day, from when SmackDown aired, my interview with Charlotte dropped. And she's great. I mean, she's awesome to talk to. You can tell it bothers her that, she's trying her best with the babyface stuff. Not that it's not working, because she does get cheered, but she got the fucking what chant here, and I don't put that on her. The what chants are terrible. I mean, she tried her best. This did nothing to get me more excited for her match at Mania with Rhea Ripley. I mean, they're trying. To me, it just does not feel like the Mania Night 1 main event. Just because they have not headlined any Raws or any SmackDowns doesn't mean that it won't headline. I mean, Rhea Ripley won the Women's Rumble. Bianca Belair won the Women's Rumble in 2021. They headlined WrestleMania 37 Night 1, did she and Sasha. Now, I had no issue with that because the match was great, and they deserved that main event slot. But my point is that the build sucked, and that nothing about the build really made me feel like Bianca and Charlotte should main event. This is no different, but at least there's an alternative too. I mean, if you put them out in the main event and they deliver, that's no issue. I mean, I expect them to deliver regardless of where they are on the card. The problem is that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos, to a lot of people, myself included, is the Mania main event. I mean, that feels like the Night 1 WrestleMania main event by a wide margin. Doesn't even come close. But again, I thought this was a fine promo. She did a decent job. It's just, not that it's hard to care about the match. It's just one of those things where it didn't really feel like it wasn't anything we haven't already heard. Let's put it that way. Rey Mysterio going one-on-one with LA Knight. LA Knight was over on this show. Got a great reaction from the fans in Las Vegas. Got a very good reception. He was over during the match. The match was quite good. These two working well together for their very first singles match in WWE, if not ever, actually. LA Knight picking up the victory. LA Knight winning with the distraction from Dominik Mysterio, who interviewed a few different times. He was at ringside throughout the match. LA Knight picking up his first win since, I think, right before the Rumble. He has since lost to Kofi. He lost that number 1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. He lost to Cody Rhodes on Raw last week. He lost to fucking Xavier Woods on SmackDown last week as well. He needed a win. I didn't think he would get it before Mania, but he won here. Hey, a win is a win. Whatever. This all built to the post-match angle, where I just talked to Rey Mysterio. We talk about interviews. I talked to Rey Mysterio yesterday as well. That interview goes up at some point next week before WrestleMania. With Rey Mysterio, though, he was out there for this match. Dominik cost him the win. Dominik was there at ringside, shit-talking not only Rey, who walked off, but Rey's wife, Dominik's mother, Angie, as well as the sister, Aaliyah. I almost forgot the name for a second, but Aaliyah, Angie, a lot of A names. They were ringside because they were in Rey's hometown of Vegas. I mean, I guess Rey lives on the West Coast, so that makes sense. They were at the show, and Dominik was shit-talking them at ringside, told his mom to shut up, which led to Rey Mysterio walking over to him and clocking Dominik right in the face. A great reaction, a great pop from the fans in attendance, and then Rey getting on the mic and agreeing, listen up. You've pushed me too far. You made me do this to you. I will face you at WrestleMania to put you in your fucking place. So the match is now official. Rey and Dominik for WrestleMania 39. I'm glad they're not waiting until the Hall of Fame to officially announce the match. Because, I mean, it's a day before. It's like less than 24 hours before the show. I mean, we've seen impromptu matches at Mania before. But, I mean, this is a story that just makes sense to be advertised in advance for WrestleMania. Because we all know the match is coming, so why not just announce that? So I thought this was amazing. It was a great angle. They've done a great job of making people want to see Rey beat the shit out of Dominik here and at WrestleMania. Job well done. This was really good stuff. We had a women's WrestleMania Showcase qualifying match with Natalya and Shotzi facing and defeating the duo of Lacey Evans and Xia Li. I mean, I feel like it was a pretty foregone conclusion. Not only did WrestleVotes pretty much spoil the match at WrestleMania, not like anyone really cares, but I figured Natalya and Shotzi would win here. They did. Natalya and Shotzi teamed up one time prior, and that was on SmackDown a month ago in a failing effort against Ronda and Shayna. And it was actually a pretty good match. I was there for that show. It was right before Elimination Chamber. It was a pretty good match. They were the logical pick to go over here. Not by much, though. I mean, that was one time they teamed up. Maybe Lacey and Xia Li have teamed up before. Definitely not recently. That same show where Natalya and Shotzi faced Ronda and Shayna a month ago on SmackDown was the same show I think we last saw Lacey Evans on SmackDown. Lacey Evans, who got the big reboot push at the beginning of the year, all the fucking vignettes for weeks, for months, we saw these vignettes for Lacey Evans. She's coming back to SmackDown, new gimmick. It hasn't changed a single fucking thing. She is still very uninteresting. She's just she's Lacey Evans, and I used to be a big proponent of Lacey Evans when she first arrived in the main roster. She's not bad, but the gimmick sucks. This doesn't really change my perception of her at all. I don't know. I mean, she's just kind of there at this point. So she hasn't been on the show in 5 weeks. She had 2 squash matches that no one gave a shit about, and now she's gone for 5 weeks, is back, and loses a tag team match. Like, anyone gave a shit. Like, why even do the qualifying matches for WrestleMania, to be completely honest? I mean, why? Well, what's the point? Why not just announce the 4 women's teams like they did with the men? It just doesn't even make any sense. And in addition to that, Ronda and Shayna came out afterward, and unless I missed something, they're automatically in the match. I thought Ronda wasn't cleared, but maybe she's not. Maybe she won't even tag in. Who knows? Who cares? But the point is, they announced they're already in the match. They didn't have to qualify. Why? Why would Adam Pearce, who has a history with Ronda Rousey, put them in the match without having to qualify? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. This whole thing was a mess. The match was whatever, but this whole WrestleMania Women's Showcase match and the Men's WrestleMania Showcase match is not much better. I just don't care. We had an Intercontinental Championship contract signing for WrestleMania. Gunther, Drew, Sheamus. Good mic work here from Drew and Sheamus, building up their tension. Sheamus upset at Drew for, getting involved in his dream spotlight at the Intercontinental Championship of WrestleMania. Drew's upset that Sheamus is blocking him on Twitter and all this other sort of shit. And Gunther just wants to fight. He wants to know, why the fuck are you putting me in here, Adam, with 2 challengers when I demanded 1? Well, it's because you fucked up and you interfered in the number 1 contenders match last week between Sheamus and Drew, and now you got a triple threat on your hands. So it was a good segment, short, sweet, straight to the point. Immediately led into an impromptu match because of the brawl that took place at the end of the segment between Gunther and Butch. So rekindling the rivalry between Pete Dunne and Walter from NXT UK. This was good stuff. It was well worked. I hate that they just threw this out there without any hype and Gunther just winning. I mean, Pete Dunne, the story is still that Pete Dunne has never beaten Walter/Gunther before. He beat him for the NXT UK Championship 4 years ago over WrestleMania weekend. They had a rematch, I think, on NXT UK TV a couple of months later that Pete Dunne may have won by DQ. I don't know if they ever had a third match after that, even in NXT as well. I don't remember there ever being a third match. Well, until now anyway, we got it here. It was a good match, a way to get some heat on Gunther and give him a win before WrestleMania. Hopefully he drops the championship to Sheamus. That's my hope. But this was good stuff, though. The ending of the show, the KO show, the Usos taking on Kevin Owens and Sami, not taking on, but the Usos attacking, rather, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. During the segment, Owens and Zayn kind of going back and forth, having funsies with each other. Owens giving Sami a t-shirt because he said many, many months ago, hey, Sami, you're going to need a new shirt. When the Bloodline gave Sami a shirt, Owens said to him backstage, you're going to need a new shirt. And he gave him a new shirt here. On the back, it says KO Mania Goes Hollywood. On the front of the shirt, it says WrestleZania Goes Hollywood. So, Zayn on the front, Owens on the back. Great stuff here. Great callback. I actually just got finished watching that Bloodline 2-hour playlist from a week ago on WWE's YouTube channel that they posted. Amazing stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's an amazing compilation of all the videos, of any interaction, every storytelling tidbit in the Bloodline story, dating back all the way to late 2020 up until present day. Amazing stuff. And I saw the t-shirt one a couple of times because it's been in a bunch of videos, and that video and another one I watched, so no surprise there. But this was great stuff, though, to close out the show. The Usos getting the better of KO and Sami before Owens ran off the Usos when they were attacking Sami. This was really good stuff. I'm looking forward to the tag team title match at WrestleMania. And again, Owens and Zayn close SmackDown, as they have with Raw most weeks and on the road to WrestleMania. So again, I ask you, what does the real WrestleMania Night 2, or Night 1 rather, feel like? What does it feel like it should be? The answer, undoubtedly, has got to be the tag team title matchup, and it doesn't even come close. But I thought this was a really good SmackDown, furthering stories on the road to WrestleMania, setting stuff up for next week. Again, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, who cares, but we're getting it next week. We're getting the 4th women's qualifying match. I'm not sure what it is. I forgot who the 4th team was anyway. I think it's Carmella and Chelsea. I don't know what the qualifying match would be, but I think they're the 4th team in the match, as had been reported previously by WrestleVotes. So I think we're getting that next week as well. And Roman and Cody Rhodes going face-to-face one more time before WrestleMania. Looking forward to that. Probably won't get a chance to watch it until early Saturday. Most likely, I'll be out all day on Friday. And then no audio review, though. Like I said, no audio review of SmackDown next weekend. I'll be at WrestleMania. I'll be out all week. I won't even watch the show until Saturday morning, like I said. I don't do the SmackDown reviews before WrestleMania anyway this year, like I said. No exception. We should have content up most days of the week. Next week, I'll be very busy next week in California, but I'll try to post when I can. Hashtag AskGSM, WrestleMania predictions, live reactions, interviews, and so much more. Keep an eye out for that stuff. I greatly appreciate the support as we head into the most exciting weekend of the year for us wrestling fans, WrestleMania weekend. I'm excited. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Also, hit the bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.